Lesson of Choice by Literally Mad Lad on AO3. Episode 10, Chapter 4. Curiosity kills a lot of things, like the mood. While the phone continued to dry on the faraway rock underneath the t-shirt, the guy shedded the rest of his clothes down to a small pair of shorts. He performed backflips off the dock and would resurface with energized shouts. When idiot fish came near, he tried to catch them. Those were the times Katsuki was most likely to be seen, so he ducked rather than going into his tunnel and remained as still as a statue until the moment the lock turned on the door. Katsuki surfaced just enough to peer through the grass as the kid swam to the dock, shouting, "Oi, mister! Sick fool you got here!" He couldn't see Deku at first, but once he got a few wary steps down, Katsuki's stomach dropped. He couldn't distinguish the look on Deku's face as he silently glared the kid down. The guy folded his arms up on the dock, his chin resting on them, smiling. "What's with the big meaty lock on the door, huh? Trying to keep the oasis all to yourself?" "Get out of the water," Deku said. The dock creaked and as his boots shuffled onto them. His eyes scanned the pool before centering on the intruder. The guy put a hand up and said, "It means Monoma. The water's pretty nice." Deku slapped his hand onto Monoma's, grabbing it tight, and gave a hefty. The guy let out a startled yelp, his knees hitting the dock as Deku said, "Nice to meet you, but you shouldn't be in the water." "Why not? You dump toxic waste in here or something?" "No, Then there's no harm in a little swim." Katsuki couldn't see the guy's face. Deku's expression was stone cold. "Right?" A strained plastic smile pulled at Deku's lips. "Right," he said. The bastard turned with a wide-toothed smile, extracting his hand from Deku's vice. He clasped his hands together, rubbed them around, and said, "Man, I wish I could take a picture of this, but my phone got waterlogged when I fell through your skylight. Bit of a hazard, if you ask me. Could someone sue you for that?" "You're on private property. Trespassing is an equal offense." The bastard pressed a hand onto his neck and gave it a twist with a wince. "God, that foul felt like hitting concrete." Deku hesitated as the guy went on, strolling along the edge of the dock. "I'm surprised you haven't called the cops on me yet. I'm guessing this is something the DNR wouldn't be too happy about, right? Not many saltwater caves in this far inland. Are those plants native, or did you pull them from there?" "You shouldn't be here." The bastard walked in close, nearly chest to chest with Deku. Katsuki couldn't see either of their faces, but he felt static in his skin as a tension twisted in the air. "Call the police, then." Katsuki registered the threat, and it brought a sneer to his lips as he watched that cocky motherfucker stroll past Deku to grab his phone and clothes. The guy glanced back with a smile, a shake of his head, and started off to the stairs. He looked one last time to where Deku stood, scowling in place. Deku caught his gaze with a scathing glare. "I'll see you later, man," the guy said. The metal door clanked shut behind him. Deku put a hand over his face, and then the other, and rubbed his fingers over his eyes. After a moment of tense silence, Deku said, "You can come up now, Kachan." Katsuki hesitated to leave the grass. It took another breath for him to shift an inch towards, and another before he crossed the pool and approached the dock where Deku crouched down. Katsuki closed his eyes against the hand Deku laid over his hair. Deku threaded his fingers through Katsuki's hair, sighed, and said, "I'm sorry about that, Kachan. I didn't know what he was doing on my property. That was good of you to hide." "I wasn't hiding," Katsuki thought. He was observing at a distance. But Katsuki didn't raise his hands to tell Deku. His fingers had gone numb somewhere between Deku's arrival and now. "I figured something out. I knew I should have installed that electric fence," Deku said, with a disgruntled murmur to his side. Katsuki pushed his head into Deku's hand. That added pressure prompted Deku to raise both hands over Katsuki's head, his fingers all but massaging Katsuki's scalp and neck. With his blood flowing once again, Katsuki could move, so he brought his hand up to cup Deku's wrist. Deku. His skin was just as warm as Katsuki was familiar with. It hadn't occurred to him that he had memorized the temperature of Deku's skin, or the texture of his callous hands. The nerves under Katsuki's skin raised like goosebumps. A light laugh lifted from Deku's chest. His smile was soft as he said, "I've never heard you make that noise before." Katsuki couldn't be sure what it was, at least not at that point. And night, he recognized it as a compliment, which was something he hadn't felt before, or felt a reason to preen about. It could easily be misinterpreted as his predatory clicks, but to Izuku's fine-tuned ears, it was anything but it. Deku leaned down, kneeling on the dock's edge. He pressed his forehead against Katsuki's. It was hot, and it flooded Katsuki's cheeks with warmth. "I missed you too." Katsuki had enough wherewith to sign, "I didn't miss you." Deku laughed and said, "Of course you didn't." Okay, alright. Well, you see, okay, well, let's talk about that. Okay, it was not All Might, it was Monoma. Okay, okay. 2, Monoma's cocky. 3, they're really close. I'm sorry, but petting the hair, Katsuki kind of purring, I'm guessing. The forehead to forehead? Katsuki memorizing Izuku's temperature, his callous hands? I'm sorry. That's gay. That's gay. Also, curiosity kills a lot of things, like the mood. I thought it was going to refer back to Katsuki being curious about a certain something. But no, it's Monoma, and I'm scared about that. Yeah, I'm scared about that. Okay, as always, my raindrops, make sure to eat, sleep, drink water, take your meds. Have a wonderful day or night. Link to my Discord server and socials are down in the description. Subscribe to see more of my content, and thank you so much for watching.